if the sound is out now, so I can be sure of what we're doing. Please check out the sound for me, everybody. If the sound is okay. Are we having sound? Are we having sound? Please let me know. Let me know what's going on. What's going on? Are we having sound? Please, somebody should just inform me. Are we having sound? Somebody should inform me now. Are we having sound? Are we having sound so I can continue? I don't want to keep talking again and no sound. Please let someone let me know. Do we have sound out there? I need a message to confirm that. Is the sound okay now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, please? Someone confirm, please. Someone confirm if if you can hear me. Can I get a witness or a confirmation from someone, please? Okay, let me just assume that it's okay now because I refreshed and I don't know why I'm not getting any message from anyone. Please let me know if it's okay so that I can continue. All right. John Mighty say yes. All right, thank you so much all for joining. I'm sorry, I don't know why the sound just couldn't network sometimes. This is a computer thing and all of that. Today is this is 8 minutes past the hour. That's 7 p.m. Biafra time. And okay, all right, thank you. This is 8 minutes past Biafra time, and I want to appreciate you all who are joining. Thank you so much, Akuna. Thank you, Mighty, and Juan John. Thank you for making me know that. And today is of course today is Wednesday, the 26th day of April 2023, and we're going to be looking at critical things. And remember, I was giving some analysis. I don't know why, there's some critical analysis, and we want to actually set the record straight. And of course, you must understand the basis of foundation in anything you do. If you want to get anything right, you must think of the foundation. If you want to know how foundation can be dangerous, if it is not well designed, go ask people in Turkey and Syria. Most of the buildings that had faulty foundations, as soon as the earthquake came, there was a very massive destruction. It was very, very brutal and all of that. So we are going to be discussing today critically, and I assure you that it's going to be interesting today. But very, very, very importantly, we're going to be looking at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the situation around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, situation report on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all of that. We're going to be looking at that critically, and that is why we have come today. And of course, some of the things going on that he's putting Biafra in harm's way. Some of these things we're going to be talking about today. But before we go on this, of course, we have we have in the studio one of our elders, and one of our prince in Biafra land. Prince is already in the studio. He's waiting. But before we go on, I'm going to play this for every one of us to listen to. Please, I want you to listen to this, because today we're going to be talking extensively on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the report so far, and the activities going around based on the things we are seeing. And at the same time, we shall be looking at the current dangers around the issue of Biafra, especially the errors, the manipulations, and all of that. We'll be looking at them today. Now, watch this.
Worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. Yes. The worst mistake ever. What is going to happen? I am taking IPAB to Abuja on the 17th of next month in our court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there.
I will be there.
I will be there with you, sir.
I will be there. Hey, we take the battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, born Nigeria down to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Worst worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. The worst mistake ever. What is saying now? I am taking IPOB to Abuja on the 17th of next month to my court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there.
I will be there.
I will be there with you, sir.
I will be there. I will be there. Hey, we take the battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, burn Nigeria down to the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I know you know what it means, but we're going to go straight. Without wasting time, I'm going to be bringing Prince live on the program. You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining. You know, I know you're busy, but you decided to schedule the time to be here because you love Biafra and you love to do the things that concerns our nation. You know, thank you so much all thank you so much. And I know that we're expecting others to come, but please, I want you to say hello to Biafrans, and as usual, you know.
Ekele dịrị onye nwe anyị Chineke nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, Elohim, onye nwe ụwa n'uju ya, onye nyere anyị ụbọchị nke taa, wekwe ka anyị bụrụ ndị dị ndụ n'ime ya. Ekele dịrị ya, onye nwe ikuku nke anyị na-eku, maka na ewepụga ikuku nke anyị na-eku, anyị abụrụ ndị nwụrụ anwụ, ndị na-ekwesịghị iketa oke na ndụ a. Ikuku anyị na-eku nwere ofu onye, nwere mba nọ n'ụwa nke gasị na ọwụ ha mepụtara ya. Ya mere anyị na-ekele gị Chineke nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, ka onye mere mmadụ nye anyị ihe niile nke anyị na-achọ iji wee bie ndụ n'ụwa nke a, wee bara gị uru n'ụwa nke a, wee bifọrọ ndị ọzọ ga-abịakwa ibi n'ụwa ma anyị si ebe a kwapụ. Na biko anyị na-arịọ gị ugbu a ka ị bịa nye anyị akọ na uche, nye anyị amamihe, kwee ka anyị lụọ ọrụ dịka isi wee chọọ, ka anyị na-alụ ọrụ a, ka anyị na-alụ ya dịka ndị nwere olileanya na naanị gị bụ Chineke onye na-akwụ ụgwọ ọrụ. Ekwekwala ka anyị daa mba. Kwee gị onye nyere anyị Biafra, kwee ka Biafra dị ire na ndụ a, ka ụwa niile wee mara na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chukwu, na ọ bụ gị kere ụwa kee igwe, na ọ bụ gị nwe ikuku, na ọ bụ gị nwe ala, na nwere onye kere ala anyị na-azọkwasị ụkwụ. Onye nwe anyị kelele gị n'ụbọchị taa, na-arịọ gị na-etinye Biafra n'aka gị, na-asị gị bịa gaa n'iru anyị, bịa pụtara anyị ụzọ, pụtara anyị azụ, wee ka Biafra mezue, ka ụwa niile wee maa jijiji, ma na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nyere anyị Biafra, ka anyị wee tụọ aha nsọ gị ugbu a wee ruo mgbe ebi ebi, n'aha onye nwe anyị ọkpara gị Jizọs Kraịst. Ise 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 ise. Ụmụ Biafra ndewonu. Ụmụ Biafra ekelele m ọnụ, biko ka m chetakwara ụnụ na ọlụ edire m n'ụwa bụ ikwu ihe gbasara mmadụ Chineke kere eke. Na dịka m na-ekwu okwu ihe gbasara mmadụ Chineke kere eke, na mụ abịa chọpụta na ọ bụrụ na ekwuteghị okwu Biafra, ọ bụrụ na Biafra abịa hụ, mmadụ ekere eke agaghịkwa enwe isi, ọ gaghịkwa enwe ọdụ. Ọ bụrụkwa na emeghị Naijiria ọ bụrụ aha eji ekwu ikwu n'ụwa nke a, That means kama mmadụ na-asị na ịwụ anụmanụ, nga asịrị mmadụ na ọwa anụmanụ ga-akara ya mma karịa na asị na ịbụ Naijiria ma ọ bụ na iwe Naijiria. Na ọ bụrụ na ebere Naijiria ka ọ bụrụ aha eji ekwu ikwu, mmadụ ekere eke agaghịkwa enwe isi. In other words, I put it in English and say, until Nigeria becomes a swear word, until Nigeria becomes a swear word that it is better for you to be called an animal than to be called a Nigerian, until humanity gets to that level where they understand that Nigeria can only be a curse, Nigeria can only be a swear word, and until Biafra takes its place in humanity, humanity will have no meaning. Humanity can only be an illusion. And I'm sure that if you are a deep thinker, if you can reason, you would know that what I have just said is the truth. I welcome you all. I thank you, Kelechi, for providing this hallowed platform where only truth can go forth and nothing but the truth. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I know Biafrans are happy to find you here. Edith is welcoming you, Edith Nedu. And thank you all for those of you sending your greetings, John, Edith, and Front Page, you know, and everybody, you know, Akuna, John, and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining. Please share on all your social media platforms and all of that. And it's worrying because what we have to discuss today is like we are discussing our laxity, discussing our insensitivity. We are discussing our I don't know whether to call it wickedness or showing our true nature by what we have done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because for someone who has sacrificed so much for the people of Biafra for these years, and suddenly he gave us his words. He told us that he gave us what we need to do. He told us what we need to do when he gets into trouble. We are sorry, yes. Our inaction, yes. Thank you so much, Conan View Media. Thank you. That's the right word. I've been thinking of that word, and you gave it to me. It's our inaction, and it's critical because we have to understand why we have to stay this long, and how we allowed ourselves to be manipulated by things around us, the distractions coming from the Nigeria side, the politicians, and Simon also capping all of these by his shenanigans and all of that, and then how we were able to allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stay for almost 2 years in the confines of the enemies. I don't know whether you will throw more light into this.
First of all, I must say that knowing Nnamdi Kanu, the much I know him, on behalf of Biafra and on behalf of humanity, I apologize to him. I feel saddened that we have let him down, even though he told us, I'm going to stay the course. I'll never betray you no matter how much they promise me. I'll never betray you no matter how much or whatever they ask for. That I am prepared, he said, I'm prepared to sacrifice everything sacrificable. But I know I won't be the one to disappoint you, rather, you will be the one to disappoint me. I think at that stage, he wasn't only seeing DOS, he was also seeing Simon in the equation. He was also seeing the rest of us that will only keep watching and hoping and believing that only miracle can do the work. When he himself never depended on miracle, he stood his ground. He says, only Biafra would do, nothing else would do. In his deepest heart, even though he was telling us what we must do if he were ever to be arrested, even though he was telling us that, he also knew that we would be the one to disappoint him. And on that note, I say to wherever he is, we are very sorry. We are so sorry. But our sorry is not without mitigating circumstances. The mitigating circumstances being that the evil and poisonous nature of Nigeria and the idolatrous worship of money and worship of fellow mortal transient beings had conspired to cause this delay. The combination of Nigeria as an entity and people like Simon Ekpa, who were only playing games, led many of us to live in hope. But I also want to remind him, wherever he is, physically or spiritually, I want to remind him that even he himself saw it coming when he warned Simon never to allow the demon to enter him. Sadly, Simon didn't just allow a demon. Simon allowed demons to possess him. And today he is dancing naked in the streets. And the belittling the very Biafra you held there, Mazi, you held so dear, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The once acclaimed disciple of Yas is the one that is bringing entire Biafra to disrepute and to ridicule. Moving from becoming a disciple to becoming a spiritual son to becoming Maji Buagu to becoming a lion and to becoming a dragon to becoming interim leader and now mad prime minister of Biafra Republic in the sky, in internet, playing silly games, giving us offices that you can only see in pictures. Nnamdi Kanu, you saw and somehow you knew that the devil will enter this guy. You warned him, but he betrayed entire Biafrans. That is the major part of the delay in trying to do anything. But I want you to know, Nnamdi Kanu, wherever you are, that there are messages you left that we hold so dear in our hearts. These messages will remain evergreen, and these messages came from the spiritual realm. And just like you said, Nnamdi Kanu, you said and told the world that no matter how people are bribed, no matter what people collect to betray this project, Biafra, not in 1,000,000,000 years will they succeed, because Elohim had already delivered Biafra, and that Biafra will only come in truth, can only come when people are consistently pursuing the truth and understanding that it is only Elohim that will bring about Biafra, so that when we get into Biafra, we worship only Elohim, no one else. I want you to know that your words are ringing so dear to all the genuine Biafrans. And because your words stand firm, because they are linked to the truth of Christ, the truth of God, we see them coming through every day. But when you said that only in truth will us get Biafra, and that if the demon enters Simon, you didn't tell him what was going to happen to him, but we are seeing it is happening to him. He's dancing naked on the streets. He's covering one lie with another lie, with another lie, with another lie, with another lie, and he's just making a total gimmick, a total silliness of himself. the sort of thing that happens to people when God deserts them. That is exactly where he is right now. And I can tell you, Nnamdi Kanu, that the people that believe in the truth, the people that are committed for this battle, for this struggle, are here. And all we are asking them is to remain focused, remain dedicated, put God and Biafra ahead of every personal desires. Commit yourselves, be prepared to sacrifice, knowing that every sacrifice comes with a reward that only God can give, so that we can now do the needful. Because you, Nnamdi Kanu, knew that this is the only way Biafra would come. And you did warn Nigeria and Nigerians that Biafra must come. And that if they tampered with your life, Biafra will come even sooner. And that is why no day will pass that we are not going to do whatever it takes to ask about you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have decided that we must find where you are, no matter what happens. So I hope that those that are keeping you safe, because they have to account for you. They have to account for you. Simon, Ekpa, and co must account for you, because Simon couldn't have come to tell Biafrans that you spoke and you told Biafrans to now focus on him, that you did not matter anymore, that they should focus on him. That means Simon was getting message from you and from whoever is in charge of your whereabouts. But just yesterday or 2 days ago, Simon, the same Simon, now came to tell us that he no longer knows where you are. That is Simon indicting himself. That is Simon telling us that he knows your whereabouts. So, I want to reassure you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and all Biafrans, that just like God has said to you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that here it is, following the death of your father and your mother. He says, here it is, here is Biafra. Come and get it. God is sanitizing those who will reach out and bring that Biafra. All the people who have gambled with Biafra and Biafran lives, all the people who have defrauded using the name of Biafra and the millions of Biafran bloods, all the people who are out to get whatever they want to get personally, they are going to be put to shame, and they are going to regret their evil acts. They are going to suffer, because it is only that way. In fact, if I had a prayer to say on their behalf, I'll be praying for their generations, because this type of evil is a generational evil that has generational consequences. I don't think they understand what they were toying with. So, my fellow Biafrans, we must go all out for Biafra. We are in the truth. We know why God created man. We know that God gifted us autonomy. We know the truth, and we're not prepared to shy away from the truth. Nobody dwells in darkness in the abundance of light. Nobody remains thirsty when there is plenty of clean water to drink. We know the truth, and we can't be deceived by any mortal being in this world, irrespective of what they claim to be. I don't care whether you are a pope, you are Archbishop of Canterbury, or any type of archbishop. Don't care who you are. God has already revealed to Biafrans how everybody came into this world, including our various and respective parents and ancestors. God has already revealed to us the reasons for making us all. God has already told us what we are here to do. God has already told us what our identity as mortal beings is. God has already told us what we mean on this earth, and God has already told us our purpose here on earth. So we can't be deceived.
Right.
A genuine Biafra and a genuine Biafran is a well-discerned spiritual individual. So you can't deceive a Biafran. In fact,
Right.
we are here to bring humanity good news. So you can't stop Biafra. I thank you.
Thank you so much. It's disheartening because if you look at these circumstances that has actually kept us all in this inaction towards the matters that concerns Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu, you will discover that Simon has played a prominent role in all of that, because Simon's distraction actually made us believe we are getting to the climax, a build up to when we will just get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu liberated, because every detail he was actually projecting was meant to move us and lead us to that point where the system would lose their grip against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we would have been able to get him liberated by the activities, very critical activities, very strategic activities that would have, embarked on, and believing that he knows what he's doing. We actually followed and we actually promoted, pushed, and all of that. But here is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm going to play it again for those people who are just joining. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Before you played it, please, it's important that our people understand how deceitful this guy is, Simon Ekpa. Because at least I heard him a few times. Each time Biafrans raised concerns about Nnamdi Kanu and his situation, Simon will say, "Don't worry, I know, we have a plan." And it's like you want to believe that he really has a plan. It became obvious that this guy is a lunatic that has no plans at all when he told Biafrans that Biafra, there will be no election anywhere in Biafran land because of what he has on the ground. And in the end, nothing was on the ground. That proved that all these noise he had been making were all false. He cannot point at anything he executed. Not one. Not one. But of course, all his lies had to catch up on him by that time that he said he had something on the ground to stop the election. In the end, Biafrans saw nothing. The 150 days came and went. There was nothing. He claimed all manner of nonsense, including that he is not a career agitator. In the end, it was Biafra that was funding his organization. I mean, where do you start and where do you end? So he literally disabled Biafrans from the actions that they would have taken to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because everybody was hoping and believing that he had a plan. In the end, we found that this guy is a born criminal. Please proceed.
There's a particular tweet that he made yesterday that I'm going to actually project here. I don't know, it contains so many meaning. But before I do that, I'm going to play this voice from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then we're going to go further.
Worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. Yes. The worst mistake ever. I will break the zoo to pieces. What is going to happen? I am taking IPAB to Abuja on the 17th of next month in a court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there with you, sir.
I a battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, burn Nigeria down to the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I don't know why anyone who claims to truly love someone and after this kind of sacrifice that this man has actually, he would, has actually paid the sacrifice he has paid for Biafra, and to see that we all are very, 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 very connected to and getting close to our freedom. Someone would think of self-aggrandizement, giving themselves, I don't know. It's disheartening. I'm so pained about this whole thing that I just lack words to express this. Here is a man who actually has done all that he could as a man and got into trouble and said, the day I get arrested because of this activity I'm carrying out for the sake of everybody, burn down Nigeria. He made it categorically clear. And yet we have a man who claimed to be his son, who claimed to be his disciple. All he's thinking about now is to give himself a position, give the people around him, the criminals around him, the rogues around him, give them also titles and position to continue to fund his organization. And then when things get to a point, he sees the pressure coming from everywhere. People are talking about him not doing what he's supposed to do. And here comes this. He now presents this to us yesterday. As usual, he presents something to you and makes you think that he's going to actually carry out an activity. And based on this, he is mocking us again, as he always mocked us. Now, let me play particular the one particular video where he mocked us. Then I'm going to bring this up again for us to see, because we have to really look at evidently what we're doing, especially when we're doing our things. We have to be very critical about evidences. Now, watch this.
Fellow Biafrans all over the world, this is the 8th day of November 2022, and we have just witnessed one of the worst aggression against our people and against our territory by the Nigeria terrorist government. They went to Izombe on the 7th of November 2022 to burn down market, burn down villages. There is no government in the world that can wage war against so-called its citizens. So this evening, there's going to be a State of the Nation address where we're going to lay down one after the other, step by step, how we are going to revenge the aggression of the Nigeria terrorist government against Biafra people, starting from the economic sabotage. In this month of November, we are going to make sure that Nigeria government will not again take any oil from the Biafra land. Our target will be to make sure that we sabotage the economy, where they get the money to buy the weapons they use to fight and kill our people, where they get the money to buy the military hardware they use to come to our land to burn innocent people and kill vulnerable women. What happened in Izombe yesterday will be revenged, and we are going to start on time from this month of November. The target of Biafrans will be every oil pipeline and installation. The oil is coming from our land. We will make sure that before the end of this year, we will bring Nigeria to its nail. The time you kill and go free is over. The war
Now, I don't know why this guy finds joy in giving promises, saying some stuff, mocking us, disrespecting us, insulting us, fighting us by his statements. And I don't know, it takes a criminal, a hardened criminal, to go this extent. Now, he comes up yesterday to still mock the man that has paid sacrifices for Biafra. Now, Ken, you're just coming. Comrade, please, I want you to just make your introductory speech based on the things you have played. Now, here is someone who brags about the Izombe issue and says that before the end of that November last year, there's going to be an end to exploration of oil, taking oil from our land. And then before the end of that 2022, they're going to crumble Nigeria to its knees. And he always want to say things to feeling that he's going to incite Biafrans to just take action. And then he now collects your resources, making you believe that those resources that he's collecting from you is what he's going to use to take that action. So he takes those resources and then leaves you to yourself so that you can take the action, so that whoever takes the action, knowing that there are lots of people in our land who want to actually revenge and deal with the Nigeria's contraption. Knowing this now, he just says some things to incite those ones to take action. Then he takes the money from the people, make it look like he's the one who is taking action. And then so it will now be that he has taken action, when of course what he's doing is that he's trying to incite the people themselves taking the action, and then he will now justify the actions of those people by that money that he has taken from the people. Now, Ken, I want you to say something before Prince takes that up. Please just say something about this. I think in 2 minutes, just give us some what you think about this.
Yeah, Kelechi, thank you very much. I'm sorry for my picture again today. And I'm also greeting our friends and say you people are doing a good job. I just want to give a very short emphasis on that very video you played, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speech, not Simon Ekpa's own. This shows you how wicked we are. I'm saying we. I don't want to direct it to anybody. We Biafrans. You see everybody shouting there when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking. Hey, we are coming with you to Abuja. All of us. Where are these people? This crowd, where are they? Were they not there when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made this comment? Those people are also the supporters of Simon Ekpa today, fighting against the people who are telling them the truth. All of them. All of them that gathered around Onyendu, MNK. They are the people I'm directing this very word to. Where are they today? This is what is happening in our place. Our people are so wicked. So in the aspect of Simon Ekpa, those that haven't seen Simon Ekpa as a traitor, as a murderer, as a criminal, I think that person will be the last person that Simon Ekpa will bring down. Because Simon Ekpa is bringing them down slowly, but those still following him, they will all go down with him. Why I'm saying it is that all these threats that he's making, people see it doesn't bring anything. But we don't want to go further there. They will all be ashamed. Look at what he just did of recent, going to make a video from his so-called house in Finland, what they call a liaison house in Finland. So shameless thing.
We're going to get there, comrade. We're going to get there. We're going to talk about those details.
So
are the mockery and the things that we actually have to deal with. These are dangers.
So what I'm just trying to tell Biafrans is, if you people don't desist from supporting Simon Ekpa and following him, he will bring all of you to your grave. He always tell the Fulani when they come kill our people, he give them the information to come kill them. Because any threat he laid to Nigerian government, they seize that opportunity to come and be killing our people. And you people are still contributing money given to him for all this nonsense.
Yes.
So please.
Okay. Thank you.
We should wake up.
Thank you so much, Prince. I look at these things as a tactical manipulation on the vulnerable people of Biafra, those ones who are still having this Nigerian mindset. Now, here is someone who comes, he brags, he tells you he will make sure there's no oil exploration in Biafra land. He is trying to incite those guys who are the militants to just take action. He just believes that when he says it, they have to take action. And then all he needs to do is collect the monies of the people through fundraising and then make it look like he's the one who is going to take the action. So in case, that is gambling at all times, in case those militants in the creek take action, he will now justify those actions and justify the funds he takes from the people and justifies it with that action and claims the glory for those actions. And just like what happened in the Nigeria election, he was thinking that people are going to come out and protest and all of that. He collects their money, and then thinking that people will naturally just come out and take action by themselves. And in the end, nothing happens, and that issue goes. That is how he brags and brags. That is how he's not able to bring every of his so-called bragging that looks like prophetic utterance to come to pass, because it was actually depending on the people to react based on his words, and then justifies the taking of the money of the people.
When I call Cyborg Ekpa a gambler, a scammer, a fraudulent individual, these are carefully chosen adjectives, and a criminal, because I can qualify all of them, and you will see it in everything he does. Nothing he has said adds up, nothing at all. Don't forget, we just, okay, somebody tells you that we're going to attack your oil, whatever, and then tells you that the days that you come and kill us and go, those days are over. He tells you no military checkpoints anywhere else in Biafra land. He told you before the end of November 2022, Obi's campaign will be over. And he reassures you that everything he says is true. And none of these things is true. None. You couldn't see one, just one. This is why I'm telling you that the word Nigeria must become a swear word. Otherwise, humanity can never, ever come to the fore. Humanity can never be what it is meant to be until the word Nigeria becomes the worst swear word on earth. That means instead of, it will be better for you to call somebody evil. It will be better for you to call somebody an animal than to call somebody a Nigerian. Why? You can see that in spite of all these lies, all these gambling, all these criminal activities, this shameless idiot is still posting things, promising 2 weeks there, saying before 17th of this, if you don't send Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to hospital, I'll do this. Because he knows he is a Nigerian by blood, and he is speaking to Nigerians who would never assess him for what he is. And that means he is prepared to drag Biafra to the moors. He doesn't give a damn. He has no singular respect for Biafra, let alone Biafrans. Of course, the idiot has no understanding of Chukwu Okike, Elohim. He has no, this guy, in fact, I will pour scorn on his parents, whoever gave birth to him, because for producing such a lunatic, you have imposed on humanity this level of wickedness and evil. Sometimes he thinks coming to show his muscles, he's coming to wow the women. That's why our sister Ify said the most brilliant thing. This is a dragon controlled by Azuka and Ngozi. What type of dragon is that is controlled by lunatics, women? When you assess somebody like Azuka,
oh my God,
who sees herself as second in command, just the sight of that woman and the things that come out of her mouth will tell you that these people have no other job other than steal and drag the name of Biafra to the moors. Do you know what it means for somebody who sees herself as second in command to come out and say things like "Ebai nokita bo apage ponuza pa onye ozo"? I mean, In fact, Nigerians can't even speak in that language.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, as hopeless and as stupid as Nigerians are, you can't see their second in command coming out to say, "Eba inokita, apage ponuzo, apa onyozo." What a girly elementary school girly talk. What an embarrassment to Biafra and Biafrans.
Mm.
This is your second in command? This is the one in charge of the army or in charge of the... Hey! How did we get here? That's the question. How on earth did we get here? So you got somebody who has no shame. You'll see him tomorrow again. He will come to give another warning. Or he will go back into the analysis he makes of Nigerian criminals, which he is one of them. I'm waiting for Simon to make a dissection of himself, because it will make for a very good and interesting analysis.
Now, I want us to actually go into the details of this particular message, because I want us to look at it critically, because this message has so many hidden meaning. Now, this is someone who talks about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says he's pleased with him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is okay with what he's doing. In fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought message. Should forget about him and all of that. Suddenly, he comes up with this kind of message. Now, what makes me believe that this guy is either something is wrong with his mental faculty,
his brain, something is wrong,
or maybe this guy is demented or something, or maybe he has a hidden agenda, is this particular tweet here. Now, look at this one. Now, here is someone who is a Fulani promoter, one of those people from the Sahel and all of that, called Alaji Galadima, who is always coming out to play the Fulani side of the good man, playing the game as if he supports Biafrans and all of that. In fact, was there talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and was like, because they want election to hold, he was making so many statements talking about we should allow, the Buhari must release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that there will be peace. In fact, blah blah. In fact, he's leaving the country, and because of what is coming, blah 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 blah. And then it is like he has a particular program with Simon, because the statements Simon have been making and this particular tweet here shows that there's a link between him and Simon. Now, he has been saying that Nigeria is going to sink, he's going to travel. In fact, he's leaving Nigeria, and he's going in the line with the threat Simon was bringing us at that time before the election. And Galadima was also making such kinds of statements as if something was going to happen, trying to give an impression that something is going to happen, and trying to also key into the emotion of those people who are going to vote and to come out to vote in the south, in the southern region. And then he says here, now this man posts something thanking Simon and saying, congratulating Simon on his appointment as as a prime minister. And then now Simon, I don't know what else. I don't know. That tells me that he's demented, because he doesn't even know when there's mockery, or when because it has to do with him. He's trying to play down on the mockery and use that as a means of projecting a particular thinking or reasoning or mindset to Biafrans, so that they don't look into that direction of the mockery, but to make it look like it's a real compliment to him, because he thinks he can always regulate and control their minds by what he posts. So he says, thank you, Galadima Alaji, for the acknowledgement. Please, I appeal to you to talk to your kinsmen to release our leader, okay, that means you believe that you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out, but yet you projected yourself and give yourself a position that he has not approved, and fronting yourself and parading yourself as a prime minister, of course, of which we know of the social media anyways. But you believe that this person is still alive and this person has to come out, and you believe that he's going to come out soon, and you believe that you are doing so many things to let him come out. And yet, you have to give yourself a position in a hurry before he comes out. Now, you say, join your thunderous voice to demand for his release and demand for referendum, as that will favor your caliphate as well and bring lasting peace to the region. We are going to be good neighbors and respect each other's borders. Your kinsmen are pushing us to the wall. Now, all this while, to the time he counted 150 days, he was not pushed to the wall. But he counted 150 days, and it may not end well. You cannot be releasing Boko Haram members and continue to detain innocent man. Now he's coming in this kind of narrative. Now, this is someone who actually gave us an impression that he has everything to do. Prince, I want you to, before Comrade Ken comes in, please, I want you to, in 3 minutes, just talk about this particular messages. You know, they undertune in this particular tweet, and then the one we have now, the one I displayed initially, and then the undertune behind, you know, in this particular tweet of 2 weeks lockdown. Please say something about it.
Yeah, you see, the Achilles heel for Simon Ekpa is that I don't think he understands true Biafrans. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows our true makeup. Now, let me tell you what is going on here. I told you earlier that through Ngozi Orabueze, Simon had made connections with the system, the Nigerian system itself. And Simon has so much information about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his condition. Simon knows everything about, and I've told you before that if Simon had any doubt about the situation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon wouldn't be calling himself a prime minister. This Galadima, whatever, knew that Simon, they had already approved that Simon should go and declare himself prime minister. Nothing is going to happen. Okay, this is all a game. Nobody plays this game more than Fulani. Okay? They will even tell Simon to carry on criticizing Fulani whilst deceiving Biafra.
Because we can't understand why this man will be congratulating him when your enemy begins to congratulate you.
No. He has to congratulate.
Yeah, Prince, you know what I'm trying to draw out here now? Your enemy congratulates you on a mission or a nation they are refusing you to have.
Thank you. Yeah, I was coming to that. Because that will show you that this is a game. Okay? This is your enemy that doesn't even want you to mention the name Biafra.
Yes.
Okay? The enemy also is in a pack with you to deceive Biafra. Look, this is Takia. You are seeing Takia right here. Say anything, do anything to destroy your enemy in the end. Say anything, do anything, work anyhow to destroy your enemy. The truth is that Simon already believes that his position is secure. He is now on the side of Nigerian government, and he will work with Nigerian government to finish everything about Biafra agitation. So he believes he's in a safe ground. Okay? Yes. He knows that he is not going to be any prime minister. He's working for Nigerians. He's looking to kill off this Biafran dream. And one day you will see him turning up in Nigeria, and they will give him all the protection because they know he's the man that has done the work. This is a game, a childish game this guy is playing, thinking that he can deceive all Biafrans. He can only deceive. Go on.
How possible is it for your enemy to refuse to give you what he knows is going to favor you and then congratulates you on taking up a mandate that concerns that particular thing that he doesn't know?
The question is, how possible is it that your enemy has not given you Biafra, but they are happy to congratulate you for being the prime minister of Biafra?
Yes.
No, they have not agreed even for a referendum, let alone give you Biafra. But they are congratulating you. How possible is it?
And then Simon now plays the game, bringing in sentiment, knowing
Simon
that
had to play that game because he thinks, Simon had to play that game because he doesn't quite understand the depth of Biafrans in terms of intelligence in dissecting things. He thinks he's dealing with Nigerians. No, for Simon to be dragging Biafra to the muds like this, it tells you that Simon in his brain, in his childish brain, doesn't quite understand the makeup of Biafra and the individuals within Biafra. That people kept quiet, that people just relaxed and were watching, does not mean that you're taking them for granted. because people are watching you. We had to allow him to go as far as he could go. And then when it became obvious that he had totally derailed, of course, look, Kelechi, as we are here right now, Biafra does not depend on us. This is what Simon doesn't know. Any day we mess up, yeah, you will find people people that will shock you in Biafra.
Correct.
Because this Biafra must be realized. And God will continue to test people, to allow people to prove themselves, because we still have the will. God knows he has given us will. So God will keep testing people until those that will their will and walk in line with God's purposes for Biafra. Those are the people that will actualize Biafra. If it is you and I, we will. And we actualize it for Biafrans, not for ourselves.
I'm expecting, I don't know why Comrade Ken is off. I don't know if his network has kicked him off. I wanted to ask him a particular question because we want to now move it to the deceit we saw today, this morning. A particular room was shown and then displayed. They began to show us the walls, some pics on the walls, and then they showed us a table with a desk, a monitor without a CPU and all of that, just the monitor. And then they showed us some chairs, and then they removed it. I wonder how people want to prove a point by, I don't know how low they have taken us to be, and how low they think we are. That's, you know, there are some things you see, you begin to wonder, how do these people reason, or how do they, or is it that they see us as non-entities or whatever? Because if somebody goes into a room and then shows you the wall, the frame on the wall, shows you Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's frame on the wall, and then shows you one seat somewhere, shows you a monitor without a CPU, and then shows you some chairs at the corner, and then they put off the video, and then come to tell you, and then someone posts that kind of thing and said those people who are asking for Biafra office in Finland, and then we are talking about the proof of what is in USA, Maryland, Baltimore, and all of that. He has not proven it. He has not come. Nobody has gone the extent and critically walk into an office, open the office door. As you are entering, you are talking to them through the phone, talking to the people. This is our office, and this is where I'm opening the door now. We're getting in there. Look at it. It's open. We're still trying to decorate it. We're still trying to fix the inside, the interior, and all of that. Fix the things. And this is our office. Then come out of it and stand in front of that place and tell everybody, yes, this is a Biafra office and all of that. Of course, by now they're supposed to have put a signpost by the side, a silver signpost or whatever color, and showing that this is a place. And yet he came again to Finland. I don't know if that place is Finland anyways. Shows us a particular room, does not walk out to tell us this is and then let us go out and let people see everything clearly, just like what you and Pastor Livingstone did, in Maryland. You went to the Republic of Biafra Government in Exile House, and you walked around, and you had a video. You sat in the studio, you went around, and these things. I don't know. Please, I'm just so angry within me because Biafra have been taken for granted for a long time, and this is affecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Don't be angry. What he is doing is exposing himself the more. And you know, with liars, once they create the initial lie, they will have to generate more lies to cover the initial lie. Okay, that is just the pattern of a liar. Now, this particular room he chose to go to in Finland or wherever, calling it a liaison office. I don't know whether he has posted the address of the place.
No way.
Because if you have obtained something in the name of Biafra, that is a people's building, and people need to know where it is located.
Sure.
Okay, and the truth is that this guy is too childish for my liking. It's quite, and you know the more you think about this guy, you will definitely know that there is something psychologically not quite right with his thinking, with his brain. How can somebody tell you that he is doing something on behalf of a nation, and each time he comes out He lies about it. He won't give you full details of it. I mean, for Christ's sake, even if it is a company, when you own a company, you advertise that company, you say the address of the company, you show the insignia of the company. It is not hidden, let alone a whole country. Let me be frank with you. You may be frustrated about his actions. I'm viewing it from a very sympathetic and pathetic angle, because I think something is fundamentally very wrong with this chap. And something is fundamentally wrong with those who call him a prime minister. Okay, those are even worse. Because honestly, how do you actually relate to something that has no basis? There's just no basis, but you're relating to it. Something without foundation, but you are believing in it. You are going around believing in something that does not exist. It doesn't make sense. Can Simon publish the address of this liaison office? Can he stand outside that building and show us the actual building where the liaison office is located? Can he show proof that there is Biafran emblems around that premise or the premises itself? Can he tell us those that are manning that premises? How can a prime minister be the one manning such a place? I mean, you have a liaison office. You don't expect the prime minister to be the one saying staying there to talk rubbish. You have to have Biafrans manning the place, not the prime minister. It is the same as you know, when the Nigerian government wrote a letter and said it is from the prime minister of Finland. The first thing anybody that has brain would know is that in Finland, where you have prudent judicial system, where you have proper law enforcement agencies, in issues relating to crime, you don't expect a prime minister to be the one writing a letter.
Yes.
Okay. So in the same vein, Biafra has a liaison office in Finland. The only person advertising it and talking about it is the prime minister of Biafra.
Very laughable and very.
I mean, however you look at this, it is. In fact, if you say it is child's play, then you are actually insulting children, because children's play is genuine. You know, they are playing.
Yeah.
This one is below child's play. This one is below juvenile activity. This one is below imbecilic functions. This one is below
animal play. Animal function is below animal function and operation.
So yeah, it's below animal's function, because an animal can only act naturally.
Sure.
Okay. So I mean, I'm still, I'll have to search for the proper adjective, because this guy is a complete compound fool.
It's a common criminal.
And I mean, like I said, he will go down in the history of Biafra as the very worst thing. I mean, like I said, when you combine the whole people that betrayed Nnamdi Kanu you put all of them together, they will still not rank as bad as Simon Ekpa. The only good thing about him is that he is the prelude. He is the last hurdle, I believe, to the actualization of Biafra. He is the last door standing. And then that door is crumbling on a daily basis. Yes.
Thank you so much for that. I want us to look at Mazi and the Kanu, and I want us to look at the facts here. The lawyers have been saying some stuff. For instance, the lawyer came, and Simon has given us impression that he's been hearing from Mazi and the Kanu. You see, the deceit is fundamental, and it is eating deep. It has eaten deep into the fabric of the mindset of the vulnerable Biafrans, or maybe Nigerians. Now he gives us an impression that he hears from from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But yet, he depends on the information the lawyers bring to make comments and statements. The only time you see him say something different is when he wants to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is pleased with him, or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that he should continue, that he should forget about him. But he keeps waiting for the lawyers to bring information. How contradictory. Whenever the lawyers come with information, for instance, the last one they came up and they said he's bleeding. And suddenly he comes, he says, before the 17th of April, if they don't really give him access to medical care, to his own personal lawyer and doctor and all of that, it will come with their consequences. And that was how the next thing we started hearing from him is amalgamation document. And that went to the ground. And then when we began to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he now feels that, it has become very imperative for him to talk about this and give a kind of, what do they call it now? Make some bragging again. And then for another 2 weeks, which will rake in funds for the next 2 weeks. And then he tells the people, 2 weeks lockdown if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. Of course, we know that he's not going to do anything after 2 weeks. And then he says, after that, there's going to be a consequence or consequences that has not even been activated from the time of the beginning of this stuff. That means the last thing is 2 weeks after 2 weeks lockdown, and there's nothing. We will activate the next strategy that has never been observed. Now, for the period until the 150 days, he never had any strategy that has never been observed. In fact, after the 150 days and waiting for 8 days for people to react and nobody reacted, he comes to tell us that he's opening liaison offices in about, I don't know, over 10 states he called, 10 nations. Up to date, he's only trying to tell us about a headquarter in USA. He cannot prove. Now he diverts the attention to Finland. And he has not shown us any of those liaison offices in those states. And we're not seeing anything happen in that light and all of that. And yet, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now is being used as a game here. Galadima mentioning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he also coming to mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this kind of manipulation, using it as a game on the minds of Biafrans. Now, what do you think about this language here if Nigeria government regional governors refuse to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or give updates on his whereabouts? Or give updates on his whereabouts. Now, he says this has become imperative. Nobody knows the whereabouts of MNK after he was discharged. Now, can you throw more light on this?
Well, I've already told you that Simon Ekpa continues to contradict himself. He doesn't know his whereabouts after his discharge, but he told us that he heard from him, and he has already spoken and told Biafrans to ignore him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and focus on Simon. So suddenly now, he doesn't know his whereabouts. Now, the same Simon who told you not to listen to anything they say is coming from Onyendu as long as he remains in DSS. But not when he believes that it favors his agenda and his plan. Suddenly, what Nnamdi Kanu says through a third party becomes real. But if it is not favoring him, nobody should listen to anything that comes from there, because the lawyers themselves have told us that they cannot have any proper meetings with him without interference of Nigerian system. Now, I think it's important that every Biafran understands that even the lawyers are all compromised because of Nigerian system. So they can't take anything coming from there seriously. But they must take seriously things like, it has become ominous because now they are now bringing people that are sick to dwell with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? When you are hearing things like this, or they tell you, oh, he's suffering from chest pain, he was coughing out blood, he was doing this. These are all the preparatory nonsense. They're trying to get you to begin to, in fact, imagine a life without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we want to tell them that they are wasting their time, because we must demand for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's a matter of, it's a must. If we don't, those that will demand for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come. And the demand, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's whereabouts must be known, whether people like it or not. Okay? And the Biafra must become real. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. I've already told everybody that the world is only owned by God. Humanity is God's own property. Nobody brought themselves into this world. Nobody brought anything into this world. So you are wasting your time if you think that the autonomy given to man can be suddenly swept away from man and then you become God yourself. It will never work. God will always be on the side of the truth. And as far as you are working with the truth, nothing is going to stop you. The truth never dies. The truth will never die. The truth will live forever. The truth is linked to Christ, linked to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, linked to Elohim, our God, our Maker. That is the truth. And you can't stop the truth. Biafra is the truth. You can't stop Biafra. Okay? So, Simon can carry on making caricature of his life and his whole nonsense. But let me promise him one thing. Everything about Nnamdi Kanu, okay? As far as Nnamdi Kanu is concerned, everything concerning him is upon him. Nigerian government, Fulani, and British government in particular. Okay? And they need to know this. And they need to know that every Biafran understands this. Every genuine Biafran understands this. They can never erase that from our hearts. British establishment, Fulani Caliphate, Nigerian as a system, Simon Ekpa, and all those that betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you all are responsible and you'll be held accountable for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's whereabouts. Because you can't say you don't know. You people know. You people know. And we know that you know. Otherwise, you won't be saying the things you're saying. So you can't fool Biafrans. And you can't stop Biafra. You must know this. You must know this. If you know nothing else, just know this one.
All right, thank you. I want to appreciate you for the time. You know, you've spoken extensively on this matter. And I know that Biafrans are taking record and the information are being kept in the archives for the future and for the future to bear witness to this, so that the generations to come will bear witness to these facts. And our concern is very, 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 very justified with the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the focus at this time and must be free. And that is what we must all do to justify what Biafra represents. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a cynosure or an icon of Biafra, and he cannot be left to suffer for this long. And that's what we have come to do. Thank you so much. And I don't know your last words to Biafrans, you know, and making them understand what they need to know at this time.
Fellow Biafrans, my last word to you for today is that be on the lookout. There is a roadmap designed by Chukwu Okike, designed by Elohim himself, that will lead us all into Biafra. Be on the lookout. We are not going to give up. We're not going to give in. We are not going to relent. It is our right, and it is our sole right to demand Biafra. And we will leave no stones unturned in getting into that promised land. God is already there waiting for us. And he is only waiting for those that are pure in heart, people that are consistent, people that believe in the truth, people who understand that Biafra is a project designed only by Chukwu Okike, that Biafra is a land where all Biafrans must be stakeholders. that all the assets as well as the liabilities of Biafra is for all Biafrans to share. And I want to re-echo the facts that I've already stated in the past by saying that Biafra is the land of ideas. Biafra is the land of the rising sun. Ideas that will make even ants in Biafra land rich, let alone human beings in Biafra. Land of the rising sun that will illuminate this world and cast out the evil darkness that is brought upon this earth by wicked, racist, fraudulent, insane, and grandiously stupid people on earth. Biafra is here, and Biafra will do these things through the might of our own God, the creator of heaven and earth. In Yeshua's name. He said,
thank you so much, Prince. We appreciate you
for
thank
and
you
keep
so
up the good work, Kelechi. Keep it up.
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. Let's allow you, because we know you have other activities and all of that. And Biafrans, you've heard all of that, and you know what it means to stand for the truth and to stand for the just cause. One moment, I'll join you again just to give you some briefs for us to understand what is happening. Watch this. Snap on the back of the camera. The camera behind you. Go behind you.
He knows. Boy knows every inch of this place.
Yeah,
Worst mistake Buhari ever made was to arrest him. The worst mistake ever. What is going to happen? I am taking IPOB to Abuja on the 17th of next month for my court case.
We are with you, sir. We are with you.
There will be 2 million people in Abuja.
Yes. I will be there. I will be there. I will be there with you, sir.
I will be there. We take the battle to our enemies.
Yes, sir.
And let me make this very clear to you. You are under oath.
Yes.
And by virtue of that oath, you are under direct order from me.
Yes.
Any day you wake up, you hear I've been arrested, born Nigeria down to the ground.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for staying put and staying focused on this. And please, I want you all to understand that the issue of Biafra is very pertinent, and especially Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's life is very, very crucial and very, very important to us. And everybody must see it as a mandate and very, very important to actually execute. We have to be truthful to ourselves. We have to be firm to ourselves. We have to tell ourselves the truth. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Now, I want you to understand something, because when you see a generation of people who are manipulated and have kept themselves in a particular mindset and who actually don't tell themselves the truth. It is prophetic in the sense that it projects what is about to come on them. Because the only way you can tell what is about to come on people is what they are doing now. What you are doing right now tells what's about to come on you. When what you are doing right now is of evil, then you know that you are preparing yourself for doomsday. There's doom that is coming, the evil that is coming. And the only time you know that what you are doing right now is going to be good for you and good for the generations to come is what you are doing right now, which means that your now action projects and informs about the future activities or future expectation. So it means that whatever I am doing right now will tell what I'm going to actually get back. That's why they said, Jesus said, something. He said, whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do you even so to them. That means what you do right now is capable of determining what happens to you and what happens in your generations to come. And I want you to understand that it is very, very important that we take this thing seriously. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be our focus right now. Every one of us, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we can't afford to disappoint him. And let me tell you how you disappoint him: by supporting criminality, by supporting insincerity, by supporting criminality in the sense of corruption and all of that, by not being accountable, by not being transparent. These are the things Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represent. These are the things he talked about. These are the things he projected. These are the things he made mention to us. These are the facts that he actually made us understand that we need to do these things to make sure that we are on track and to make sure that we do the right thing. And I want to make you understand that the disappointment would also come by means of the things we do, the activities we carry out. The disappointment also comes by the action and inaction of every one of us, leaving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the dungeon and the confines of the DSS or wherever he is right now for this long, and everything we are doing is for self-aggrandizement, self-gratification, self-glorification, and all of these. These are the things that are telling the fact and proving the fact that we are disappointing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I want to tell you, it's not going to go down well to this generation and generations to come if we allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be there. Anybody who is projecting themselves, giving themselves title, prime minister or whatever, minister of this, minister of that, and giving themselves title right now when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon, is actually one of those people who is fighting against his release. Because if you believe that he's going to be released, if you believe that he's going to be free, you will not get to that point of giving yourself titles and all of that, because you know he's going to come out. Then when he comes out, if it's warrants that you are given that title, he's going to do that. He's your leader. And this is what we're saying. Every one of us must stand firm right now. And now that takes me to the next thing I want to say right now. Right now, with the accountability group, we are setting the stage for actions and the things we need to do to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and at the same time give us Biafra in truth. That is why we told you that the only way we can achieve Biafra is not under the auspices of glorifying somebody. Remember, the glory is unto Chukwokike, but glorifying somebody keeps us restricted because the enemies know who to come after. And two, you are going to be doing something spiritually wrong, because when you glorify somebody, you divert the glory that goes to God to that person, and you begin to become so reliant on that person to give you what you want to see. And one very big mistake you would make is to put your trust in man. You know what David said: some trust in horses, some trust in chariots, but we will trust in the name of the Lord. But we will reckon with the name of the Lord. We're going to stand by the name of the Lord. And whenever you begin to do some stuff, and that thing you do and that action you take begins to move your attention to man rather than God, God knows how to take that thing out of you and off you and from your presence, so that you will begin to feel the heat when he is no more there. Because the heat of God being away from what you are doing is tantamount to causing you to cry and to long for him to come back. So for God wants to redirect our minds back to what he's doing. And so God programs and makes sure that he takes away those things that make us now have the idols that we worship rather than him. Because Biafra is going to be achieved anyways by God, and by God directing the affairs of the whole program of activities that we carry out. It is only God that's going to direct that affairs. But when you begin to praise man, get man to begin to think that they are the ones who are in charge, then God begins to deal with you. And that is why we have seen so many things happening to our people dying and nothing happening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only person who will lead us into freedom, into Biafra. He said he's going to return, and now he's back. However it is, he is back. However you look at it, he's back. He's the one who's going to lead us into freedom. That means he's going to stand in front and lead us into freedom. So what we need to do right now is to make sure that he's released, and all hands must be on deck, which means you and I must contribute. You and I must put our ideas together. You and I must do everything that we have to do. You and I must put our efforts, our activities, our actions, our funds, our resources together to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anywhere you put, anywhere now, any group that you belong, that praises somebody or fronts somebody as a leader right now, that group is a fraud. You see what Simon is doing right now? That group is a fraud, where he's been projected, where he's standing like the deliverer, where he's standing. Anytime you see in Biafra movement, somebody is fronted like the only person you can look up to, as at this time, except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has proven himself and who was given the mandate of speaking and setting a foundation for us. Remember, foundation is fundamental to what we're doing, because the only way we can get freedom is to have a foundation that can harbor freedom, a foundation that can contain freedom, a foundation that can withstand freedom, a foundation that can hold freedom firm and solid, a foundation that has an anchor that grips on freedom and gives the people the ability to have that particular style of life that Biafra brings, that life that is embedded in the culture, the tradition of the sovereign system God has given to Biafra people. The sovereignty in the sense of nationhood, not the sovereignty in the sense of taking the place of God, because God is the only sovereign. But God gives nations sovereignty by giving them that freedom that they need, because he whom the Son sets free is free indeed. So the concept of freedom is actually attributed to the concept of what God plans for that particular people. So when God's plan for a people comes to reality, it portrays and projects their sovereignty, their freedom, and that lifestyle that God has projected for them and given to them. So we must come under this knowledge and begin to do the right thing. That is why the accountability group have been created. Very soon, I think in first week of May, the date have not been set yet. The first week of May or so, we're going to be having a press release. That press release will tell you what the plan is on ground and what your role is. Now, remember, in the accountability group, you are free to join. We are bringing people of like minds, people whose mission is to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and restore Biafra. Nobody is the leader. Nobody is leading anybody. Nobody is controlling the group. Your idea becomes the faculty of your leadership in that group. That means what you have to offer is what projects and what displays or what presents you as a leader. That means in the context of that ground of the accountability group, everybody is a leader because everybody has something to offer. So if you know how to plan, with people, or you have ideas, you come in and then you bring your ideas. If you are somebody who know how to carry out ideas, you come there, you join the department that knows how to carry out ideas. If you are somebody who is good in welfare, you come into the group, you join the welfare system and you organize with the people and strategize in that line. You're somebody who is good in the issue of security, you come in, you bring your technical know-how and all of that. You're somebody who is good in marketing, you come in and you join the department that is into the marketing concept, and then you bring in the concept of your ideas that will help to project the whole concept of the program that we have by marketing the concept to the people. You are someone who God has blessed with resources and funds. You come in, you said, I want to promote this, I want to fund this. And of course, in our financial system, in the accountability group, we have set it in a way that the signatories are just minimum of 4 people. 4 people, yes. And secondly, not third now, second, the people who are the signatories are not the people who are custodians of the seal. Somebody else has the seal to the resources. So even if you sign, even if you have the signatories giving their signature, the person who has the seal is not part of the signatories. Unless that seal is appended, the bank cannot release funds. And even at that, when funds are released, there are a group of people who are heads of who are actually positioned in every department. They are not actually heads in the sense of heads. They are moderators or people who are, put as a means of moderating those groups. Even if they are not the leaders of those groups, what they do is moderate for meetings and all of that. And their time frame is minimum of 3 months. Every 3 months, somebody else takes that position of moderating for that department. They become the ones who have access to the email. So once money is released, they receive the alert. They can go to the email and they project it. Even those who are contributing will go to the website. They click on the website. They input their detail or their code, and then they can see the funds they have been contributing, and then they can see the total of the amount in that particular, the amount in that in the purse of the group, and then they see the projects we are embarking on, because our focus is releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have disappointed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have done so much, but anyways, we would say that our people were deceived and manipulated, and this dragged so long because we had this plan, thinking that Simon actually had what to offer. Simon had something to offer, so people were manipulated until this time. And now, of course, God's time is the best. So even if we have discovered all of this stuff, we still have the platform to see what we have to do, and the time is not over. It's not yet over. We have what it takes. That is why God has moved us to the point now that we have a group of people coming together, people of like minds, who are not coming for the positions they want to occupy, or for what they think they want to have, or for what they think they want to gain, but they're coming with their mind to work for the freedom of the people of Biafra and to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So every one of us who is coming together, we are coming because we want to see how we can bring our ideas together to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And at the same time, we are coming with the mindset of bringing our ideas on how we're going to get our freedom. Because technically, as you know, we are going to get our freedom anyhow. Whatever you to take us to get our freedom, we must get our freedom. But it won't come under the auspices of lies. It won't come under the auspices of mismanagement. It won't come under the auspices of misappropriation. It won't come under the auspices of corruption. It won't come under the auspices of deceit, stealing, criminality, and all of these details. Our freedom will not come. So whatever you see happening, people are going to continue to dance in the market square. You can imagine the video shown you this morning. Somebody goes to a particular room. He wants to show you evidence. Are we babies? Somebody wants to show you an evidence of a liaison office. And then somebody sits in one room that they have paid for, a hotel room, and then sits there and begin to show you the wall. Bring some frame, put on the walls, and then begin to show you, the walls. Or maybe somebody's office who have put frame somewhere there and begin to show you the wall and just show you the room, and then closes it and forwards to you and tells you that is how all these 419 guys have been doing, who are stealing from people. 419 guys stealing from people all over the nations of the world. They project something. They send fake documents. They bring them, show them fake pictures. They make believe, and then people begin to send them money, and they steal the monies of the people. How can you be so daft? I want to talk to those people who are Nigerians, those Biafrans who are actually Nigerians, who claim to be Biafrans. I want to imagine, and I'm so surprised that someone can just show you a particular video today and tell you that it is the liaison office. Just show you a video of a room and show you frame on the wall, and then tells you it's a liaison office. Now, I showed you a particular pictorial here of the Biafra government in exile, Republic of Biafra government in exile, of which Pastor Livingstone and Prince went, and I showed you pictures. You will see things that are evident. In fact, I'll show you this particular one where you will see on the inscription in the studio. In the studio there, that is where Pastor Livingstone was sitting, and then two people were sitting by his side. Serenadi and the other man was sitting by his side. That is the studio where the Republic of Biafra government in exile have their house. Have their that is the studio in that office of the Republic of Biafra government in exile. And you see that you can show that you can prove that this is live coverage, and this is evidence of something on ground. Now, how come people come to show you some stuff? It's just like now in the room I am in now. I just put some things on the wall, and then I come into the room and I begin to take camera and show you. I can get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's frame anywhere, or picture anywhere, and do frame about it, and get the flag of stuff, and do a frame about the flag of Biafra in the dictates of that area of Biafra where eastern side, and then create it and then put it on the frame and put it on the wall, and then just put my phone camera and then begin to point it on the wall and show you, and then forward it to you and tell you it's another office of Biafra somewhere. I can do that. The only way I can prove that to you is to show you some great things that will prove that this is actually, give you the address of the place, because it is Biafra affair. It is the affair of everybody. So the only is on me to give you the address, and then when I cover the room, I go outside, I show you the corridor to the outside, and from the outside, I show you that this is it. I show you as I am exiting the room or exiting the office, I move outside, show you the compound, and show you everything, and make you know that this place has been acquired by us. How come the so-called Biafra headquarters in Baltimore is not being displayed that way? How come till date nobody have gone entered there with, even if there's no seat in the hall or in the room or that building they said they have acquired, even if there's nothing in the, just enter there to show Biafrans that where your money is going. That shows that you're accountable. That shows you're accountable. Even Lai Mohammed and co do it in the zoo. When you want to doubt them, they do some stuff like this to show you. How come in Biafra it has become a very difficult thing? You know, and so this is how it runs. And then you now move to that point. You now stay in a particular room. You now show us camera, and you now restrict it to that point, and then that is all. You couldn't go outside to show us on the front, the entrance, the environment, show us an insignia on the wall by the side of the door in the entrance to prove that this is where the government or the liaison office is. Now you move the attention to the people to Finland, giving an impression that it's a liaison office. But you have told us that you're going to have in March, before the end of March, you're going to have 20 something or 10, 15 or 20 liaison offices opened everywhere. You have not shown us anyone. Suddenly you come with a headquarters. Now you have not even proven the headquarters. Now you are diverting the minds of the people to Finland. Oh my God, you are a Confucianist and you are a wicked, evil criminal. You have not proven anything. You are just dancing around the market, dancing around the place. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is critically wrong. Something is wrong. And for those people who are jubilating and retweeting and jubilating, and oh Lord have mercy, I don't know what you want for yourselves. I don't know what you want for your future. I don't know what you ever want for yourself. I don't even know what you represent. I don't even know what you want. But for you to continue to endorse, to approve of those coming you, something is wrong with you. I just have a few minutes to round off this, but Comrade Ken is in the studio. Let me give him. Comrade Ken, I just want you to say what you have about this, all of these details, because we're running off shortly, at least in the next 5-10 minutes. We're running off. We're already taking a long time. I thought you were already. I was wondering why you left initially, so that we could have said so many things, because I wanted to give you the ground then, and then suddenly you were off. But at least almost rounding off now. You're here, so let's just do briefly and quickly, and so that we can actually round up. But I know you have a lot of things to say. You have lots of things to say about this criminality, especially in the issue, because you were talking about that building and that issue of the liaison office in Finland, which no member of IPOB in Finland can confirm. It is the person who calls himself the prime minister that keeps showing Biafrans everything about. He's the one who announces that he's the prime minister. He's the one who announces and tells you about the people. He's the one who tells you about who shows you the building. He's the one who takes you to the headquarters. He's the one who shows you everything. The prime minister virtually does everything. The prime minister does everything. Now the prime minister shows you on his platform this morning that there's a liaison office and just shows you a room, and that ends it. For God's sake, how is it that they have so much seen us as stupid that they can just do things anyhow and think we can go on? I don't know how long we can take now. Soruna is already in the house now, and the program is already around going off. But of course, if you are in the house right now, we have to just do some stuff together and discuss. Ken, please, can you just take it up before Soruna comes in? What do you think about this whole shenanigan and devious criminal program that we're seeing Simon display to the people, manipulating the people everywhere?
Yes, Kelechi, thank you very much for giving me the mic. I'm very sorry that I left because I have to go to work. I have 9
Okay.
to. I just came at work now, so I see I still have time. So I
Okay.
just said I could just look around if you are still on the studio. Then I found out you are still there. So I'm just undressing myself. So
Right.
Biafrans, we are all busy people, but we take out our time to come and make sure we set the record straight. So it doesn't mean we are jobless people. So what I just want to say is that Simon Ekpa have been taking our people for a ride for a long time, but we will continue to chase him wherever he goes to because he's getting it wrong. He's in a panic. This is why he's doing everything he's doing. About the liaison house we are talking about, anybody who have lived in the Western world, who have lived in Europe, knows that if you are going, I think this liaison house they are talking about should be an embassy or whatsoever we want to call it. You know, our people when they use name of things, people always think, what does liaison house mean? This is a house where the citizens of that country can go to make inquiries about their country or to get whatever document they want to get about their country. This is what it is. So Simon Ekpa told us that he have Biafran house in the USA. So when we came up with our exposition, then we don't know what else to do. In his next broadcast, after that very exposition, Simon Ekpa now told us he also have a liaison house in Finland. I thought when we had a broadcast, I said it that the next thing we do, he will come up with this very liaison house in Finland, and that is what he just did. I think today or yesterday. So our people should watch that very video very well. Let me analyze for Simon about how foolish he is. I can go to a suite in any country in a hotel. I rent a suite to have a meeting, and when I get this room, I can place anything I want in this room to have my meeting. And after having my meeting, I take them off. It may be for a day, it may be for 2 days, it may be for 1 week. So, but if Simon ever want to prove himself right, he was making a video from the window, showing us the street from the window. Why he don't make it from outside when he was coming in? Because in every liaison office, you have something like a map or something like that, like some people call it golden sign or silver sign,
The
where you
insignia.
put the name
The
of the company
door.
or name of the
Yeah.
embassy or whatsoever on it.
By the side of the
So
door.
before you
Entry.
come into the building, why he don't go there, make it, and we see there is a name that they rented is an apartment there where the liaison house is. And in every embassy you come to in any country, you see a little flag close to that very sign that shows that they are in that very building. You see that little flag standing there on that. What he have to show us all this thing. But to shock you is that when you go into that room, I was very ashamed of myself that a Biafran could be doing such a thing to Biafrans. Watch that room, the video he made. There is a bag there at the corner where his picture is on top. That bag is what he used to brought all those things that are there. So that very monitor, he stand on the top of the table. Where is the tower of that very computer? Where is it? I'm telling him, maybe he can tell us he's not yet prepared. If you are not prepared, why are you not showing it to Biafrans? So we analyze videos and pictures and everything. We are not dumb. We are not stupid. So Biafrans have to know that this guy have been scamming them, have been lying to them, have been just trying to bring what we are doing down. This shows that he don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out. This shows that he knows something that have happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before he came out to ask the question he was asking, that Nigerian government should produce Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they don't know where he is. How did he find out that he don't know where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is? How come? So these are the things we are just trying to let Biafrans know that Simon Ekpa is a scammer and they should all deviate from him and stop funding him for this atrocity he's committing. So Kelechi, I think I will leave it for here for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Surrender, you're welcome. There's something I've been looking at. Here is someone who is let me show this because I know you want to also discuss about this matter. Here is someone who is appreciating someone from the caliphate that he's congratulating him. Your enemy is congratulating you, and you're appreciating the enemy. Now look at it. This is an enemy who doesn't want to give you freedom, don't want to give you Biafra, and then yet the enemy sends you congratulatory message to congratulate you on what he doesn't want to give you, and it becomes critical because I don't know. It's I don't know what to say about this matter. But here is someone who says that he is fighting against a people to get his freedom. And that same person, he says that he says he wants to get his freedom from, doesn't want to give him his freedom. And yet that same person is congratulating him as a prime minister of that thing he doesn't want to give him. And he doesn't see it as mockery. He doesn't see it as shameful. He doesn't see it as a caricature. He's thanking that person now here. Thank you for congratulating me on something you don't want to give me. Now, certainly, you see, there's a whole lot of nonsense going on that I don't even know where to begin. Please, I just want to give you the floor, because the issue of this morning's showing you one particular room, and just like what one of our comrade here said, Conan View, and he said something here. Let me just mention it before you go on. He said the toilet size room Samandoka showed his gullible followers is laughable. It is an insult to 70 million Biafrans, practically empty. Please, can you take it up from there, please?
All right, thank you. And then I don't know who came out with the statistics that Biafra is 70 million.
Well,
people.
It's just a narrative, anyways.
Yes. Are you talking about the Igbos being 70 million? Or are you talking about the whole Biafra? Biafra is over 120 million people.
Correct.
You all should know that.
Correct, all over the world.
So that is what it was in the 70s or 60s. So Biafra population is not stagnant. It doesn't remain the same all the time. So it's dynamic. It keeps changing. You understand? Now, by the way, I read a lot of things. People saying, why are we fighting each other? This is how you are going to get your so-called Biafra. Oh, Biafra now, fighting each other. Okay, let me tell you something about the freedom fighting before I start. Freedom fighting. There are categories of enemies. There are enemies within and enemies without. Okay?
That's right.
In war situation, who is the worst enemy? The worst enemy is the domestic enemy, the one closest to you. Correct. So you get rid of that enemy first thing and foremost. Get rid of the closest enemy, the domestic enemy, before you go for the enemy that is further away from you. That is how it's done. Just because we are fighting for Biafra, and those who are aiding and abetting the enemy, we're going to let them be. We're not going to let them be. We're going to fight them off so that we will have ample opportunity, ample time, sphere to fight the enemy. So what Simon is doing is scuttling the efforts we are making, scuttling the efforts of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all in the guise of his Biafran. He's donned the suit of prime minister, not knowing the pros and cons, the mechanisms involved in the position he's done for himself. He's even gone to make Biafran currency without even asking questions, without even making inquiries, without even consultations of the people. And whoever comes along with a quality sense, he kicks them off, comes to announce the people's name on this on his air, not our air, and so on and so forth. What he's playing is game. Is game. And those of you supporting and clapping and applauding him and giving him names, there's no difference between evil and those who support evil. This you must understand. No difference between evil and those who harbor evil. So that is what it is. His ways are not clean, they're not clear. He's a copycat. He goes to copy to plagiarize what people did somewhere or what people are doing positively for the cause we are fighting for. He goes to mess it up. He jacks it up. He scuttles the effort of others. Ever say, what is liaison office in the first place? What is liaison house? What does that mean? Wherefore you have a prime minister. Where is he operating from? Where is the seat of his government? Where is it? And then this is how you select ministers. What is ministers? Did he make proper consultation? No, if the names Biafra will give to their secretaries, is it minister, ministerial secretary? We want to do away with anything that have to wear the face or look like that or have a hangover of Nigeria. You understand? First of all, he told you all he's military. My friend, take that picture, digest it, dissect it, digest it, examine it, carry out a hypothesis on it. This hairline he has here, nobody, no military guy was that hairline. You see?
Of course. Yes.
He doesn't have it. See where he put in his cap? Everything is wrong, militarily speaking. Okay? The side boss he has down here, nobody, no active military personnel do have that. Even generals. Generals can leave their hairs unkept because of the jobs they're involved in. I'm telling you now about military. So that guy is a 419er.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He's a player. Go. Now, after saying this now, go and bring out that picture. He took something like what I'm having here, jacket, and put it on and telling you he's a military. He was acting up. Look at the hairs he have, his hair. He has his hair grow. It was unkept. So below his cap line, he was not military. So that was a game he played. He want to use it to get your mind. Oh, this guy knows much about military. He's this. He's nothing. He ain't shit. Like Americans would say, he ain't shit. Tell him that I said he ain't shit. Okay? Now, he goes about, he's seen what we did in the Biafra house here with the Republic of Biafra government in exile. He copied. He want to show you with his picture on the wall. And all that. And this is like a tight corner in a hotel room or whatever, in a setting, a tight corner in a setting. And they just want to show you, is that how you run your government? Now, what mindset of government or mindset of a nation or country, state he has about Biafra, and you following him? What is the state of mind? What is your scope of Biafra you're talking about? How big or how small is Biafra in your mind? And that's how you're going to run Biafra? And I see the category of people he selected by himself, by themselves, for themselves. This he made minister for this gas and missiles and all. My friend, this is laughable, man. They're bringing to what we are. They're bringing what we're doing to ridicule. The world is going to be laughing. He made somebody minister for power and gas. Then the other one is the other one. He said for ordnance and for missiles. My friend, look at all the. Even America don't openly come out to talk about missiles. And this guy was out there saying somebody is a minister for missiles and this and that. You know, foreign minister, this and that. Man, what is he doing? Is he high? Is he high on something or what? Is he high on opium or what? Has he taken the roots of the roots of what how do I put it? Has he taken beating the roots of insanity that has taken his mind prisoner?
The spirit of Biafra is dealing with him, and he must make those.
What is he doing with Biafra? Messing with the Biafra thing? Is Biafra a joke? This buffoon making a jokery pokey mumbo jumbo of the clear fact, the concept of Biafra, telling people he's this, he's that, and look at what he's doing. Somebody's mocking him, sending him a congratulatory message, and he's accepting it. That's mock. He goes up there in one house, so far, I don't know, 7200 Bele Road, sets up a mock flag of Biafra. And that is, and you people are applauding him, clapping for him. And this is how it's done. If you want to hear the truth, ask me and I will tell you. Go pull me by the side, ask me and I will tell you a lot of things. There are things I'm not going to say, I don't want to say, and I will not say on social media. I'm not going to reveal to you. That guy, I have a lot of voice mails coming to me about that guy, what he does behind. He is very clannish. Clannish in the Nigerian concept, you say tribal. If someone does something,
tribalistic.
yeah, it's a tribe. If you do it within the Igbo frame, you say clannish, your clan, Abakaliki clan, Owerri clan, Olo clan, and all that. That guy is clannish. He uses his Abakaliki people to unleash certain stupid things on the rest of Biafra. That's why you have all these splinter groups, this militant group, that group, that group, that group fighting. Then he tells the other one, I gave you one RPG. And the RPG is the missile. The minister for missile or whatever defense is overseeing one RPG to fight a whole idea of Nigerian military. And Nigerian military is backed by other world powers. And then you're going to fight them with one RPG. RPG means rocket propelled grenade.
Sure. It
is put at the edge of a rocket. The thing that fires it is rocket. And the purple-like thing is called grenade.
Grenade, yeah.
Okay, grenade, the one you cast with your hand, species of grenade. Okay, and this is what you're gonna have. This is your machinery. You've been the ESN money you've been collecting and all that, raising, making fundraising and all that. And the only thing you're gonna show us where pictures are hanging on the wall with a computer screen that doesn't work. That makes you this is your liaison of I don't know, man. Then you have your headquarters seated in America, and you're opening how many 430 or 4 million headquarters all over the world. Man, why don't you people reason along with me, with us, with people who are reasonable? This is how you're gonna run Biafra. This is how Biafra will be run as a country, and we are trying to pull away from Nigeria that is unworkable. Now you are coming with an unworkable ideas about, I don't know, an imaginary country called Biafra. Is that what you're up to? Tell me, is this what you're up to? Somebody said somewhere, he's the head Prime Minister of Biafra. Nobody knows him. The only time you see him, you ever heard about Simon Ekpa is after Ike saga in Hamburg, in Germany. After that, that's it. Nobody have had anything about him. No sign of him. He's never led any rallies, never participated in anything that has to do with Biafra. Instead, he was anti-Biafra, going to where Biafrans were having meetings, distorting the meeting, disorganizing the meeting, throwing away, rubbishing and ruffling the Biafran flag, fighting against them. All of a sudden, as a gamer that he is, he cast in on the space, more space he saw. He jumped in from followership to this and that. All of a sudden, the Prime Minister of Biafra from nowhere. Nnamdi Kanu tried to cut him a slack so he can be broadcasting on Radio Biafra. All of a sudden, he never said, you guys today, you're going to take my place or you're going to take someone else's place. There were people like Omiomio, Clifford Iruanye, and all that. None of them claimed or assumed the position of the Prime Minister of Biafra. Even Uchemefo never claimed to be the Prime Minister of Biafra in the absence of Nnamdi Kanu. And this maggot is telling us he doesn't even know his left from right. Everything is disastrous. And people are here for cursing our people. Why don't you, if you think I'm doing it wrong, like I'm telling you now, this guy is not even close to wrong. Let's say he set out to do it and it turned out to be wrong. Then yes, it's time to be corrected. This guy is a petty thief, petty criminal. I said petty, generic.
Common criminal.
Yes, he's generic. Doesn't know anything. And the people try to call him at the beginning. Hey, friend, come, let's put this right. Yeah, you can take your lead position as you want, but let's guide you through. He wouldn't. He will shut you off, and then before you know it, he goes to broadcast your name. These people are criminals. These people are criminals. My friend, Udoji Emeka, it is your mother, your father, your family members that are crying, okay? I'm bitter mad, and if I see you, guess what? Look what I have here. I'm not going to threaten you, right? Because I don't make threats. I assure you, I'm going to cut you into pieces. Believe me. And I make you feel the pain. I'll tell you, this is what I'm doing to you. I'll pull out your heart alive. Okay? I'm going to pull your heart and make it, you'll be alive watching me. Pull out your heart alive and show it to you before you pass away. Idiot. You think is what you're doing? You are a thief. There's no difference between people who support evil, who support thieves. Thieves buy things, steal things, and sell to you. and then you take it. It becomes your merchandise. You start selling things that were stolen, and you know those things are stolen, and they're promoting it. If this is how you're gonna get Biafra, make out something. If I get you today and I give you Biafra, do something. What you gonna do for Biafra? What
Just
do you know
ignore
about
them.
Biafra?
Just ignore
What do you
them.
know about this struggle?
Just
This guy
ignore
has
them.
nothing to offer.
Please just ignore
Look,
them. They are always like that. They are always there.
look at all these days, the same thing, the same style. Biafra is stagnant because of this idiot.
Frogs. We call them frogs. What else would they do? They are frogs. They will keep
He,
here. And
he went and launched what they call M branch, and then did some computer generations, and he was throwing salute. He doesn't even know how to make present arms. You see, this make you, what the heck are you doing? And I watch him. He doesn't know nothing. Then where are those people? The M branch he launched. Where are they? They go all along. Everything has been stagnant. Stagnant. No going forward, no moving backwards. Just nothing happens. And then Hausa man was happy about the way he's pulling Biafra down and sent a congratulatory message to him. That was an irony. And then he accepted it. Tell your people. What? Tell your people to do what? Tell your people to do what? So this and that. Who is Galadima when it comes to decision making in Nigeria? Galadima, thank you for the job you are doing. Now this guy will go and heat up the polity, Nigerian polity, and this Islamic janjaweed crazed idiots, funky smelly idiots that call themselves military. Go to Imo State, go to Anambra State, go to all Igbo land. These people are having a field day, killing, kidnapping, doing all kinds of things. And then we have ESN. Every day we make ESN fundraising, and ESN is nowhere to be found. What is the essence of ESN? What are they doing? Do you see the actions of ESN? What is it? Positive or negative? And this guy is creating negative energy amongst our people, causing confusion. I thought he said there would be no election in Biafra land. And then while the elections were ongoing, he was still preaching no election. He gave us days to count. We counted the days, he will swap, he will change. Who are you fooling? This is the modern day, and we are all youths. We are all youths. And we're going to let one idiot sitting somewhere fooling us. And we're hanging our hopes where there is no hope. It's arrant nonsense, man. And then we're talking. We kept calm. We kept cool, watching him. And people say, don't talk about it. Don't talk about him. He's an enemy of the state. And for that, we must get rid of Simon Ekpa.
Definitely.
Tell him to meet me. Tell him to call. He got my number. Tell him to call me. Tell him to invite me to Finland. I will knock on his door. I am here, nigga. I'm here, point blank in your face. Ain't nothing you're going to do. If you can't go nowhere. If I was to be anybody giving orders, I'm not going to take it upon myself. You understand? If let's say, hey, you man, go do this for us. You see me everywhere in the world. You see me everywhere in the world. I'm not missing my words. You understand? I had told them, I have advised, there got to be a place where you get information from and a place where you report back to. You don't just set out all by yourself. When they ask you there, who sent you? What are you going to say? If you go on a mission and say, hey, okay, we see your Biafrans, and who sent you? Well, who is your leader? So if they ask you people now, who is your leader? You're going to say Simon is your leader? What qualifies Simon as a leader? Is it all the mumbo jumbo he's been marshalling out? He doesn't even know how to put tenses together. That's how he's going to be. If you call him, embrace him, say, hey, we know people are listening. The fools are listening to you. Oh, well, when we get Biafra, they're going to be the sage, the wise. They're going to be the prudent. Everybody's going to be working together. But we're going to have to mobilize our people to make them understand so they do not drown in a pool of ignorance. And this guy is cashing in on all this, the weakness of our people, because our people are uninformed. And that is the game that the so-called politicians are playing in Nigeria, because they cash in on our people's ignorance. You understand? They cash in that our people have no clue of what is going on how the world is supposed to roll, how the world is rolling. And they're there. Before you know it, a graduate is right. The only industry in Nigeria is Kekena Pepe. You understand? No light to create energy for creativity. No running water. Talk about environment. The only trade there that is obtainable there is crimes and prostitution, not less. The government engages in crime. In other words, state terrorism. State terrorism. The government is terrorizing the people. And that is it. Once you find yourself wearing one kind of uniform or in a position, you become the alpha and omega within that circle. And nobody will question you. No place, no inspector general office. I don't mean police, inspector general police. Nothing. Police shouldn't have generals. Okay? No place to report for whatever wrong that is being done to you. And they have a field day. And Simon Ekpa is bringing the same ideology into Biafra thing. And then we said, we're not going to have anything that smells Nigeria, looks like Nigeria. You understand? In any way, bring it down into Biafra. We're going to have what we call ISO, International Standard Organization. That means we're going to be above standard. You understand? The way things about Biafra are said. If we're going to be above standard, that the white man will become envious of us. And I look at what this guy is doing. He's creating this. You can stay in your room, just like a classroom setting. A classroom setting is not a practical environment. Sure. It's a classroom setting. How you speak, how to make your language. Come here and speak to Americans on the street. Good English. See if they will understand you. Go to England and speak good English on the street and see if they will they're going to ask you, you speak English? Okay? Look at what that guy is doing. He's here, bringing everything to shambles. Causing all that charade. And people are looking at him and they're laughing at us. This is the setting of Biafra. This is how you're going to run your Biafra. And who, by the fact, who made you prime minister? Who made you leader? Who got you that position you assumed? Who made you that? How did you come about that? Some idiots are here. I wish I'll come across any of you. You're talking about ESN. Let's go. Let's bring the members of ESN, sit them out here, and let him talk and let I talk, and see what happens. The whole place will shake. The whole place will evaporate. Talking about Simon Ekpa, this and that. Look at what he's doing, playing games. When you see somebody setting up something that is good, you go and rubbish it, knowing that he has gullible followers. That guy is a subtle snake. He's a subtle. You know the snake that tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden? That's what Simon is. God created something that is good. He saw it. He left until God left the garden. He comes in to attempt to put his gullible followers. Hey, you see, we have liaison. We have Biafra. This is what? Come on, man. This is the idea of Biafra. You don't know that there are people holding the spirit of Biafra, holding the heartbeat of Biafra. If they leave, the whole thing will collapse. And Simon is in the way of those people. He's in the way. That's a lot of people telling me, without him, Biafra nobody would have been, Biafra would have died, fizzled down, lie and lie and lie again. There are people. We are waiting. The day we're going to come, that guy will have nowhere to run to. We have nowhere to run to. Believe you me. For he will account for all the stupid things he's done. The lives he's caused.
Definitely.
You don't know how many people died when Simon issued the Ponzi decree of no election in Biafra land. People believed him. They went out to enforce it. And you are enforcing it. You are not even impacting the enemy. You are here kicking over the ways of Akaraselas on the day. The people bought a motorcycle or Okada. This has been their life ambition. They are so happy that they bought this in, they have attained a feat. And on the day you take the Okada and you burn it. Something is a bricklayer have been suffering, praying that one day he will buy Okada. And that day he's so happy, he's riding around. Instead of you to communicate to him, talk to him the way it's supposed to be done, you grab it, you set it on fire. Somebody bought Keke Napep. All his life, this is what he's been dreaming. Because you grab it. Hey, don't you know we are doing no election? You burn it. And the governors are riding across on convoys. You understand? Riding on convoys, flying on helicopters, using military jets, using armored cars, APC, armored personnel carriers. That's what APC is. And you don't go after them. The senators and all that, you don't go after them. But a guy that has been suffering, bought Keke Napep, he's so happy. He fends for his family. He takes care of his younger ones, sisters, and all that. Through that Keke Napep, you grab it. And because Simon Ekpa bought you RPG and one AK-47, you go and terrorize your fellow citizens. Instead of winning the citizens over to yourself, you burn their properties, their belongings. Then you have killed that guy. You have killed his ambition. You have caused him to die early. You have useless his life. Guess what? He will go and engage in crime.
Sure.
Next thing he's gonna do is engage in crimes. And that is it. And you're prime minister. You don't know what it means? What is government? Go today. I give all you assignment to go and look for the definition of government. What government is? Primarily, the people who see to the day-to-day running of the society. They make things to make life easy for the people. They make provisions and all that. That is what we want to bring to Biafra. Not staying every day one corner of your house. When do you stay? When do you keep awake? When do you have time to plan all these Biafran things? All this you're doing every day, running program on because of internet and social media. That's where you run your Biafra. Social media, state, Biafra on social media. Now you know we have minister for this. That is it. And your minister, you don't get to see one another over the phone. Not reality. Somebody is in Finland, somebody from another continent. Hey, you have a house now in America. That is your headquarters. And to prove that you have headquarters, you don't open the doors. You don't open the key. You don't show Biafrans the house. All you do is go and make a mock flag. Put a mock flag on there. We look around you, scout over your shoulders. Nobody was watching. You went there and put flag and run away. And that is it. That's how you're going to run Biafra. All of a sudden, you have we have a liaison office. What is liaison office? Is liaison office to be opened by the prime minister? The so-called prime minister? What is the meaning of prime minister? What is the meaning of prime minister? And then who is the president? And then how do you function? Yeah, it's a government in exile. Yes, it's a government in exile, but you don't rule in exile. Your government, your effect is not in the country where you exile. The effect, the impact of what you do is felt in the place that you exiled yourself from. By the fact, none of you is in exile in the first place because you were not on ground. You were not chased away by the people, let's say Nigerians. You were not there. It's Nnamdi Kanu that will rightfully say he's practicing a government in exile because he was there live. They nearly killed him and he went into exile.
That's right.
You understand? That is guy that will say he's in exile.
Yes.
He set up all these things. You understand? And he's not so perfect. He accepts you when you bring ideas. He will take it. He tell you, oh, okay. Look at this fellow. Can you imagine? All they do is taunting people, cursing at people. The people you are cursing at, you don't know who they are. You don't know the role they have played in all this. All we did say, do this in the way it's supposed to be. If you're gonna do it right.
You know, some of our people have been damaged. Our people have been damaged.
You are fooling. You don't know how many people that have died because of Simon Ekpa. Is it supposed to be like that? We're trying to save our lives. We're trying to save our people. You understand? We're trying to save me and you. You understand? And then you see me as an enemy. Enemy because we started all the things that we are saying now, we started whispering it in the background. Don't let this come to this level. Don't let nobody know. He was defended even when he was wrong. Try to cover him. And he felt like he has landed. And all that. It don't work that way. Tell me that Nnamdi Kanu will be happy when he comes, eventually he comes out. And then he sees what mess have been brought upon what he started. And you telling me he's going to be happy? He's going to say, this guy, congratulations. That all these people who don't know their left from their right, from their right from the left, he said they're minister. What are they ministering about? Let me see in the next couple of days. Let's see any of them that will come here and organize our people in America and tell us now, I am the minister of state. I've come to see you people. This is what we need. Than fooling the people every day. You're doing fundraising. And after all the fundraising, what he did you see when he said he bought sheep and all that? And what I saw was a local fisherman boat that was being transported.
Yeah.
That is the missile. Where are you going to launch the missile from? I was expecting. Hey, he gave 500. Is that how to run a military? If they ask you, our men are in the camps. I gave them 500,000 the other day. That's how you dish out money.
Oh my
Why
God.
would the prime minister of Biafra have access to money, a state fund or national fund? Why would he have access to that? Why would the ministers have access to money? You don't know. You ask questions. We tell you how it's done. What country, great countries, is that how they run? That was Israel. They were in a state quagmire like ours. They came together. When they came together, they had to point out, give people, listen, and selected people who know how to. And they guided them. They guided them through. Our own is a very simple case, but we are making it difficult by letting idiots who have no jobs, who you don't know nothing about before, you let them take the front row, and they're misleading. Look how many of us have died. And when you point this out to them, hey, this thing you're doing, this is not the right way, do it this way, you become an enemy to them. And then they go to fool the people. They go to fool the people, telling and this rebel, if you don't know the meaning of rebelment, you know, peasants, stupid idiots, market idiots. You see what you see in Nigeria? You see those people hailing Tinubu, and Tinubu is the cause of their predicament. That's what you all are.
No. Our people are just horrible.
You understand? That's what you all are.
It's horrible.
We're trying to point you the straight way. I've said this several times. When you see people, a lot of people following it, don't follow. Ask questions. Why are these people following this? Go, wait, examine. Ask questions. Examine, check their background. Who were they? Who have they been? What is their sense of that? Where are they heading to? Okay? They were nothing before. All of a sudden, they're dressing in suit, dressing in jacket, and dress up in tie. And that's it. That makes you prime minister. Do you see Zelensky, the president of Ukraine? This is how simple he is. You understand? He comes and wears T-shirt. That means he's ready to do war. You understand? Your prime minister, he never visited any African country, nothing at all. He's gonna tell you, he goes on the street, takes just what we call white trash. I'm gonna say it. You know, like white people call us niggers. There are people they call white trash. People who have no homes, homeless people. I go and buy a cheap suit, put it on them, take a paper, hand them. Oh, and now today I spoke with the United Nations ambassador. Believe you me, all these things we know. If it is well prepared, it's called propaganda. Well,
Yeah.
this is not propaganda to hurt the enemy. It is propaganda to fool our people.
Fool the people, yes.
You
That's
said you have
annoying.
a house, and you wrote a letter that you said you sent to United Nations, and the address of the house is on that letter. You said you sent to the United Nations, and then let's say United Nations sent out their emissary to come and spy, figure out that place, and they're gonna come there, or maybe they write a letter back to you, and is there to pick it up, and they figure out tomorrow that this is not a real place. And then we said there was photoshopping. A lot of you got carried away in your ignorance and stupidity. When you use computer system to alter the appearance of any figure, anything, it's photoshopped. Now I can be talking here and somebody goes, uses computer to take out my head and then put that of Buhari on it. And is that not Photoshop? The rest is my body. Yeah, I do exist. So that is what photoshopping is. He did all that to deceive you. And we went there, we brought you to light. Hey, this is what we saw. What you've seen there is not what it is. And still you don't understand with your blockheads. You don't understand. That is what we're trying to point out to you. Then we're showing you where he copied all those things from us. We didn't make noise about it, but we've been doing things that if they open your eyes and show you, you will shudder.
Yeah.
That's it. Stop letting yourself use. Stop letting yourself to be fooled. That's what it is. That's what I'm telling you. That what you see on the screen there, that is me there in that suit, in that colored suit. And that is the thing. That's where we are. And that is
the studio.
What he's copying, but he cannot fully copy it. If he got Biafra house, we will go there and work together with him. I'm telling you. I told you all, this is our studio here, Republic of Biafra Government in Exile. When you see Biafra Republic, it doesn't mean anything. But if a Republic of China, Republic of the United States, Republic of this, Republic of that, Republic of North Korea.
That's right.
You know, it's not of a Biafra Republic. What do you mean by Biafra Republic? You cannot be a republic on your own.
Yes. Republic.
You understand? And then you go to make money. And then you copying the name of the money. Look, let me tell you something. Liberia have their money. Their money is called dollars. Okay? Jamaica have money. Their money is called dollars. Canada have money. Their money is called Canadian dollars. You understand? We want to look different. We want to look different. And then you don't just make money. It becomes what is this place? Somali money. Okay? You don't just make money like that without backing it up. There got to be something that will back that money up. There got to be gold or diamond or something that makes it strong. And then you're going to have to compete with other currencies. You know? You don't just say, we make a Biafra money. Let me tell you something. What happened in the first war? The Biafra money that you saw was as a case of emergency. When Nigeria froze money against Biafra, that is why. It has not gotten to the stage where Biafra had to make their own money. Okay, you have to put these things together. You don't just start it. There's a lot of things other than money. Okay, you want to use a pound or dollars, Biafran dollars. Look at you. Don't have common sense. Empty brains. You know, and the things have been set in place. Only because these people.
I am also guilty of that because I was the one who actually typed the letter, changing the name
from no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. It don't just come out. Hey, we made the money. You can have the idea. Put the idea together. When there's time, people will gather.
Of course.
Just that's like when they were asking, how do you get away from Nigeria? What name are we going to give the new state? It was somebody who said, hey, I have an idea. Francis Opigo. He's an Ijo man.
Yes.
Okay, everybody accepted it.
Everybody accepted
but people should have gone inside this and come out and say, I'm the head of state of Biafra. Now today is one what they able be. Like
childish childish. Oh my God, it's so repugnant.
And they clap and they were trying to put their names, their heads in the money. What have you done? Come on, slingshot. You have not fired for Biafra. Then you want to assume your head will be the only time I've seen living people that are still alive in the currency of their state or nation is the Queen of England.
Yes.
And that of Saddam Hussein.
Yes.
That is it. Okay. Who the heck are you? You have not addressed the United Nations. They have not invited you to come and address the United Nations Assembly. You have not called to address EU Assembly. You have not even been called upon to address AU Assembly. So they listen to you. Men with high IQ intelligence will listen to you, analyze what you said, and said, okay. Then they will call you inside and say, show us what you have. Then you bring the system of government you have. What impact are you making on ground at home? There are people who matters in Igbo land. I don't care. In Biafra land, they have not given you the green light. You have not secured the borders of Biafra, and they are here telling you you are prime minister. You are making your own money. Now you are going to increase. Nobody authorized you to increase. You said you made the consultations. You are going to increase the reshape the maps of Biafra. You see, when you cannot fully tell the history of Biafra, you said you changed what is their original. People have to. People have to. There are people who started these things. They are not dead. Nnamdi Kanu is not dead. And they are usurping his position. Rafa Wazirika is even there, still there. You understand? Rafa is not dead. You hear? There are people who started this thing, which MF4, and they're still there. You think they're not still relevant? They are.
They think that those ones have gone to oblivion.
We think they're gone. They did a lot of things for this struggle. We're not going to throw those things away. There might have been issues. You have what effort have you put in uniting these people? What effort have you made? What moves have you made? There are people who've been shoved aside. Have you figured out why they were shoved aside? And then you went on ahead, following the same negative footsteps. You never did. Look at the category of people you made ministers and all that. And they're happy. Somebody wrote something the other day that we went to Israel to visit our leader. That we were told that pathetically, it's so sad. Two of them has fallen away. When we went to see our leader, there was no IPOB autopilot. We didn't go there in the name of IPOB autopilot. We didn't go there in the name of HMF4 or anybody. Okay, there was a reason why we went there, in solidarity. And then after all that said and done, and all that we discussed, and all that things that we did, somebody's going to come out. He's a criminal. You don't even know. Those things are still in line. You don't even know. And there are people that were involved. They're still there watching. I only came out to speak because this is getting out of hand. And for those who have ears, they should listen. And those who have eyes should open their eyes and see. I'm not begging you. I'm not following anybody. And I don't want you to follow me. Let's see where this thing will lead.
Look for who to follow. They always want someone to follow. And that's where
If
I'm
following you, yeah.
Follow.
If I'm following you, I'm not participate.
Who should I follow? Who are we going to follow now? You know, the narrative is that who are we going to follow now? And you want to bring someone down. Who are we going to follow now?
He needs to get down. He needs to get down.
He has to get down because a criminal cannot be there. He has to get down. You know, a criminal must go down. You can't be a criminal and then keep, you know.
There was Otondo, you know, in those days. That's his mafia system. People used to follow him for fear.
Sure.
You understand? People will follow him. All these governors, Like in Imo State, people are following for fear. Not that they want to follow him. Not that they don't know that what he's doing is wrong. Not just wrong, nasty. And because of fear. I told people there are things, the factors that will affect this struggle. One of them majorly is fear factor. Fear factor. Those people in positions, they'll be afraid their positions will be taken from them. That is why you see this governor, they're not supporting. Fear factor. You understand? A lot of things involved in fear factor. You see our brothers in the volatile areas, you call riverine areas. Why they're so scared? What if they don't get this? What happens to us? That is what made them turn around against us in the first war. Fear. What if we get defeated? And then what is it involved in it? Are we going to make the silly mistakes we made in the first war? I went deep down inside, I researched, I watched clips of the war, and I see soldiers doing things they're not supposed to do. What gave the enemy leverage over our soldiers? How the people in Benin that we set free. You can hear people now, Benin, they don't want us, Biafra, to go. They are one of our worst enemies. If you don't know, you know it. What they did to us during that time, we fought, we came to Benin, we set them free. We did not emasculate Benin. We didn't like shove them back into Biafra. We said Republic of Benin. We said they refused. Guess what they did? They went and played the first one like Simon Ekpa is doing now. They played the first one on our soldiers, and our soldiers embraced them. They went and cooked concoction and gave to our soldiers. Our soldiers ate it and suffered a lot of, let me use the word, calamities. Suffered a lot of swollen belly, all kinds of things. They gave them poison. A lot of them died in Benin. They think that they have come to embrace them. You understand? That is how we got defeated in Benin, because of the first one played by the people of Benin. Benin people. There's a house in Benin today where they conducted a mass burial for Biafran soldiers. That place is a haunted place today. Nobody lives in that house. You understand? So Benin people don't want us to go. If we go, certain people of Benin will be set free. Because as Benin is today, it is under occupation by the Yoruba. If you don't know, you know it. That is what the game that this guy is playing against us. Okay? He's doing the same thing. He's very clannish. If I should play for you to listen to some of his voicemail, he doesn't know I have them. He's telling his Bakleke guys to support him, that they're from the same place, and that you shouldn't support others. They have to help him. Is he doing the right thing? How many times did Nnamdi Kanu beg Umuahia people to support him? Go behind closed doors. Are you listening? Ask questions. Do you not follow me? I'm not crying. I stand to gain nothing. I'm the one losing. But I will gain when we get Biafra. Not by crew. I will be happy. Oh, that is my country. I'll be happy flying from here, going home, instead of stopping in Lagos and being stuck, being afraid, looking over my shoulder because of our Fulani. I will be happy when I ship something here. All this my ship it and it goes straight. They call me, not through an agent. They call me, hey, you have your consignment here. Do you want us to drop it for you? You want to come and clear it and take it? I come there, present paper. They say, okay, here it is. I load it up and go. Not going through an agent, not entering demurrage, not going through a customs idiot, nasty, funky smelling idiot. You understand? That's how things are done. If you're gonna do it right way. There are patriots, service-oriented people into these things. They don't want to them. When you come up with superior ideas, they say, who made you the leader in the first? Who appointed you? You who is firing others? Who appointed you? Who put you in the position that you were? I can jump out today, seriously speaking. I can jump out today, tell you I'm prime minister, I can form my own group. I don't care if it is one person, even if it's only me.
Of course.
I'm
Oh
fighting for
my
Biafra.
God.
Every month I will declare fundraising. Well, even I contribute $1.
Yeah, for yourself. At
Do
least
it.
little by little it increase.
But when you do something like this, when you call Biafra, it does not pertain to you or your group. It pertains to everybody that has
Sure.
Biafra on mind. They
Sure.
will come. They will want to listen to you. They will
Sure.
ask you, what do you have? Show us. And when they say show us, don't say, this is my Biafra. Why are you telling me to show you? Because you mentioned Biafra. Onye bara nke
Imagine
ahụhụ tongwere bịa ya ọrụ.
give account to Biafrans. You say, why would you tell me to give
Yes,
account to Biafrans?
this thing you are doing. Let us see what you how far you gone. You start shouting on that person. You go over this thing, social media. Oh, he's been fired. He's a criminal. What makes me a criminal? And what makes you not a criminal? These are questions, pertinent questions, biting questions that needs to be asked. You guys come and tell us, address us. Okay, tell those your ministers to address you one by one and hear from them. Then ask them questions and see. Okay, there are times in a struggle like this. Okay, we are a people under siege. We are at war per se. Okay, you don't bring anybody to the front line. It has not come to that. We are not politically settled. Okay, the only thing that makes it like it's not war is because we are not fighting back yet. The day we start shooting back, it becomes open war. The Nigerians are using psychology on us. They are killing us and they're covering it. So the whole world will not declare emergency state or say these people are fighting war. Okay, they have, it's psychology. I think you're talking about psychological warfare or propaganda. That is what Nigeria is using against us. And guess what? We gave them that opportunity to come and invade us and do it that way. Because we are not fighting back. We are not fighting Nigeria. It is Nigeria that is fighting us. And like I have said on numerous occasions, we are not fighting to take the government of Nigeria. We are fighting to go home, to decide our own destiny. For it is right for every human to decide their own destiny. When you stay and it takes another man to decide their political destiny, your economic destiny, your religious destiny, you are what? A slave. You're under slavery. You are colonized.
So
Okay?
thank you so much. You have spoken a lot. In fact, continuously for over 50 minutes, almost 1 hour. It was very educating, and at the same time, you gave much information that we actually need. And I believe that those who have ears have heard. Those who refuse to hear, they will keep there. They will continue to be stiff-necked until they will be consumed by the activities and the things happening. So I want to appreciate you so much. In fact, you've made us now. We are, in fact, so educated. I mean, it's very interesting. Even if we were supposed to round off 5 minutes before you came in, you have spoken at length, but yet it's not a waste of time. It was actually loaded. And of course, just like Conan View have said, you should reserve the rest for next time, because there will always be a next time. So let's allow that Biafrans, those who don't, they want the information to come little by little so that they can digest and digest and digest. So some of them, their head might have been full. They get confused. So we let them digest the one they have now. And with time, as we come up more and more, they will get more information. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful one. I want to appreciate you. Yeah, that's it, sir. When the soldier salutes, you see it well. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I believe Biafrans appreciate you. Everyone who is listening out there, I appreciate you so much. You've been a very huge source of information, and at the same time correcting the odds and the anomalies. It's good now. This is the right time, and you're now coming to teach the people to understand, so that all these things that have actually taken the people away from, the track, they are now beginning to retrace their steps. We know that lots of people daily are coming to understand the truth. Some of them might not be saying anything. Some of them will observe. Some of them will keep commenting and commenting. They know deep within their hearts that something is wrong, but they'll keep commenting until the day they are going to come and confess to the truth, and then we begin to get a victory. But very soon, of course, obviously, we're going to come all out to give to Biafrans what is on ground And I know that when you come out that time and we begin to tell them what we have on ground for them to understand, they will know that, yes, there have been a lot, on the ground. There are so many things that you are not saying yet about this whole thing that if you tell them, they themselves will go and look for Simon and and lynch him. But it's good anyways. We'll keep opening it little by little for them to understand. The criminality must stop. And this is the time for freedom. This is the time for things to be right. Please, just one word, just for 1 minute to Biafrans before we round off today from you, please. Yeah, just 1 minute, one minute, one word from you to Biafrans. Just one moment, for just 1 minute. Just tell them something, your admonition to them, just for 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Biafrans, fellow Biafrans, I should say for now, we should not reduce this struggle to a candle light in the wind. You know what it is? We should not reduce our efforts to a candle light in the wind. Bear it in mind. A lot of people have died because of collectively, our stupidity. If we do it the right way, we will save lives instead of losing lives. We need to do things the right way. We need to vet our so-called leaders. If I come out to tell you I'm this, I'm that, ask me questions. And if you feel that I am not capable of delivering what I'm telling you, and if you look around, what I'm telling you, what is sounding is not the way it is testing, please show me a place to relax. Maybe it's not yet time. And that is it. This applies to everybody. This applies to me. Ask questions. So far, so good. Thank you
very much.
God bless.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And Biafrans, you'll hear from him more and more, and then you'll get to understand what is happening and know the path to go. I want to assure you that there is no qualms. When you say no qualms, that means nothing has gone bad. In spite of the fact that we have had delays and all of that, that does not mean that things have gone bad and everything is in disarray. No, there is a fundamental program going on that will make you see the perspective of freedom in the light of you being part of it, and you will feel it in your soul. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You know that, yes, I am part of this. And definitely we're going to get there. Thank you so much, Nnamdi, for your time. Thank you all Biafra watching, those who have sent their messages, the E-Frogs, thank you. Those who are and the Angel of Light, thank you. The truth keepers and the keepers of the gates, those who are truthful, thank you. E-Frogs, we welcome you. Always come here, put your word, frogs just jump from one platform to the other and just make noise. And the noise of frog does not destroy anything. That's why I don't call it e-rat, because as a rat, you can go and destroy my food, enter into my, my clothes and my document and destroy. But frogs don't do that. They just jump around and make noise. And so we welcome all frogs to continue to jump around here and make all the noise, and then they keep learning at the same time. Thank you all. We appreciate you. We'll see you again. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.